In this video, we're going to talk about, is Antonio Brown crazy or not? Roll the intro. First and foremost, I believe that we have to disassociate the word crazy and mental health challenges. They don't mean the same thing. A few days ago, I was scrolling through Twitter and I came across thousands, if not millions, of tweets all about this guy, Antonio Brown. If you live under a rock, he's this guy.
This team. Antonio Brown. That's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told, without his jersey.
Antonio Brown is a superstar, an NFL superstar who one day decided that he was done playing on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And after he publicly, very, very publicly walked off the field in the middle of a football game, well, the world labeled him as having all these mental health challenges. For the record, I'm not a therapist, and neither are the millions of people who are saying that Antonio Brown has mental health challenges or Antonio Brown is crazy. So why are we even trying to have this conversation? Because if we're actually concerned for this person's mental health, we shouldn't be trying to label him or try to say that he's crazy. Instead, I think we need to have a very important conversation around the topic of conflict resolution. I think the Antonio Brown conversation reveals a very, very, very important fact about conflict resolution, which relates to mental health. Let me explain. I watched a podcast where Antonio Brown went on a podcast and talked about the recent events of leaving the game in the middle of the game in a very public and not so professional fashion. Now, I'm not here to really get into the details of what happened. There's obviously two different sides to a story, just like there's many different sides to any story. But the story about Antonio Brown does reveal a very, very interesting idea. And the idea of conflict resolution comes down to this. There's a starking difference between responding and reacting. And whenever we find ourselves in very stressful situations, well, we tend to react rather than to respond. What I mean by that is when we react based on how we feel inside. And when we kind of respond, well, that's different. When we react to things, we do things very impulsively. But when we respond to things, well, we start to take a different approach to the stressful situation. We tend to come at it from a very, very controlled approach. And I want to say, I nor you know the full facts of the Antonio Brown situation. So the biggest lesson we want to actually take away from this video is that we can't judge what we don't know. And I know that we do that all the time. And this video, well, no, I don't think Antonio Brown is crazy. In fact, we should really get rid of the word crazy because it really enforces the idea of a stigma. But more importantly, you shouldn't think he's crazy either. If anything, you should try to look inwards and ask yourself of how do I handle conflicts? Do I react or do I respond? And maybe I'll make another video later on talking about the difference in depth. But no, Antonio Brown is not crazy. He just has a problem with conflict resolution. And maybe, to an extent, we can all learn something from Antonio. That's all I got. Yeah, we should just stop calling people crazy.